Introduction. Vincent van Gogh, one of the masters of post-impressionist painting, had his life permeated by personal challenges that deeply reflected in his art. Born in 1853 in the Netherlands, Van Gogh faced a tumultuous journey marked by periods of artistic euphoria and intense emotional struggles. His impact on art history transcends the colorful brushstrokes on his canvases. It is a complex narrative echoing resilience, passion, and an unwavering quest for emotional expression. Van Gogh's childhood was marked by an austere family atmosphere, with a pastoral father and an influential brother, Theo. These early years shaped his worldview and his attachment to nature. However, his artistic inclination was not initially recognized, and Van Gogh faced challenges on various fronts, including financial issues and personal problems. The initial impact on Van Gogh's artistic career came through his experiences as an art dealer and preacher, temporary occupations that allowed for a deep immersion into the social and spiritual layers of life. This diversity of experiences proved crucial in shaping his unique perspective on human existence, later evidenced in his works. The transition to painting was, for Van Gogh, more than a career change. It was a journey of self-discovery. His early steps in art were influenced by movements like realism and impressionism, but his distinctive style began to develop as he delved into his own emotions and intense observations of nature. The use of vibrant colors and expressive brushstrokes marked a revolution in how art was perceived at the time. The distinct phases of his artistic career, from the bright sunflowers to the disturbing starry night, attest not only to technical evolution, but also to a continuous exploration of his own psyche. The symbolic use of colors and intense representations of themes such as loneliness, suffering, and hope reveal an unrelenting quest for emotional truth in his works. Van Gogh didn't just paint nature. He sought to transpose the essence of his internal experiences onto his canvases. His unique view of art as a form of consolation for those broken by life resonates in his creations, offering a glimpse into his own battle against melancholy. His impact on art history is undeniable, although not recognized during his lifetime. Van Gogh's influence grew exponentially after his death in 1890. His works became icons of artistic expression and a source of inspiration for subsequent generations of artists. The raw sensitivity of his paintings transcends time, touching a universal spectrum of emotions that continues to resonate in contemporary times. The story of Van Gogh is also a reflection on the stigmatization of mental health in society. His struggle against depression and emotional instability raises questions about how personal suffering can manifest in art and be a transformative force. Van Gogh challenged the artistic conventions of his time, becoming a pioneer of emotional expression in art and paving the way for subsequent artistic movement. In conclusion, the life and work of Van Gogh are not just a chapter in art history, but a narrative rich in lessons about the importance. Vincent van Gogh's life. From an early age, Van Gogh's inclination for art manifested itself, but his family initially did not support his passion. The lack of early recognition became one of the factors shaping his personality and his lifelong, relentless pursuit of validation and purpose. This early period already indicated the psychological complexity that would permeate his existence. The impact of family was not limited to a lack of support for his artistic career. The influence of his brother Theo, however, proved to be a crucial driving force. Theo, who would play a fundamental role in his later artistic career, became a confidant, mentor, and, above all, an unwavering supporter. The correspondence between the brothers is a rich source of insights into the challenges, triumphs, and torments that marked Van Gogh's life. The decision to fully dedicate himself to art came late in Van Gogh's life, but marked a significant turning point. This radical career change was not just a professional choice. It was a visceral response to his relentless search for purpose and meaning. His decision to commit to painting was a bold gamble and a demonstration of his willingness to face challenges in the name of passion. The years in Paris, where Van Gogh absorbed influences from contemporary art movements, were decisive for the evolution of his style. His proximity to artists like Gauguin and Monet contributed to the development of a unique pictorial language, the vibrant color palette, and expressive brushstrokes that characterize his later works began to emerge during this period, indicating a profound artistic transformation. However, his stay in Arles, where he aimed to create a community of artists, was marked by tumultuous episodes, including the famous incident where he cut part of his ear. This mental crisis proved to be a watershed, signaling not only the challenges faced by Van Gogh, but also the emotional intensity unfolding in his creations. Van Gogh's trajectory is a testament to how childhood, family relationships, and significant events can shape an artist's path. His relentless pursuit of authenticity and purpose, coupled with emotional challenges, define the uniqueness of his contribution to art history. Van Gogh's life is a poetic echo resonating through the brushstrokes of his works, inviting us to explore not only the surface of his creations, but the deep layers of his own human experience. Vincent van Gogh's relationship with his friends was a complex and crucial facet of his life, shaped by a mix of camaraderie, conflicts, and mutual artistic influences. The post-impressionist painter, often seen as a solitary man, found in a few confidant friends essential support for his artistic and emotional journey. Throughout his life, Van Gogh also had significant encounters with other artists. In Paris, he had contact with Impressionist and Post-Impressionist painters, including Paul Gauguin. The friendship with Gauguin was marked by moments of collaboration, but also intense The time's notable friend was the painter Emile Bernard. The correspondence between Van Gogh and Bernard reveals a constant exchange of artistic ideas, theories, and aspirations. Bernard was younger than Van Gogh, but the dynamic between them was one of mutual respect and intellectual collaboration. Their letters, like those exchanged with Theo, provide an in-depth insight not only into artistic life but also into Van Gogh's emotions and thoughts. Despite his intense emotional life and the difficulties he faced, Van Gogh actively sought the company of other artists. His vision of art as a collective endeavor, a community of creative minds, shines through in his attempts to create an artist's house in Arles. This project, though facing challenges, highlights the need Van Gogh felt to share his passion for art with others. Van Gogh's relationship with his friends was also marked by moments of solitude. His struggle against depression and emotional instability often isolated him, making it difficult for others to fully understand his internal experience. The letters written during his periods of seclusion and the times he distanced himself from friends reveal the complexity of his relationship with himself and with others. In summary, Van Gogh's relationship with his friends was multifaceted, reflecting not only the complexities of his personality, but also the struggles and triumphs of his artistic journey. Friendship with Theo was the emotional foundation that sustained him, while connections with other artists provided creative stimulation, intellectual challenges, and sometimes conflict. Van Gogh, although often portrayed as a solitary man, actively sought companionship and the exchange of ideas, showing that even in the solitude of his art, he sought deep connections with the world around him. The influence of other artists. Van Gogh, one of the most distinct icons in art history, had his style shaped by a symphony of artistic influences echoing through his breathtaking paintings. His artistic journey was marked by a discovery process, where various art movements and masters contributed to the formation of his unique language. Analyzing his works reveals a visual dialogue with a diverse range of influences, highlighting his ability to absorb and reinterpret pre-existing styles. Van Gogh began his artistic journey with influences from realism. His initial exploration reflected a desire to faithfully represent everyday life, a tendency associated with 19th century Dutch realistic painting. However, this approach soon gave way to a more vibrant and expressive aesthetic under the influence of the Impressionists. The Impressionists, in particular, exerted a profound influence on Van Gogh. The vibrant color palette, bold use of light, and characteristic loose brushstrokes of this artistic movement resonate in many of Van Gogh's works. His contact with artists like Claude Monet and Camille Pissarro during his stay in Paris not only expanded his technical repertoire, but also stimulated his perception of the relationship between light and color. Paul Gauguin, a friend and fellow artist, also left an indelible mark on Van Gogh's style. The emotional intensity and symbolic forms in some of Gauguin's works, especially those painted in Tahiti, inspired Van Gogh to seek an artistic language that transcended mere visual representation. The friendship and collaboration between these two painters generated a rich exchange of ideas, culminating in influential works for both. Japanese art, with its asymmetric compositions and innovative use of color, also deeply influenced Van Gogh. The painter's admiration for ukiyo-e, Japanese woodblock prints, is reflected in his compositions, characterized by an unconventional approach to perspective and an appreciation for expressive simplicity. This Oriental influence contributed to the uniqueness of Van Gogh's style, combining elements from various artistic traditions. One of the painters who had a profound impact on Van Gogh's work was Jean-François Millet, whose poetic realism and sincere representations of rural life resonated deeply with the artist. Studying Millet's works, Van Gogh absorbed not only pictorial techniques but also a poetic sensitivity towards humble themes and simple life. The painting of Edouard Manet, notable for challenging academic conventions and addressing modern themes, also exerted a significant influence. Admiring Manet's boldness, Van Gogh incorporated elements of this audacity into his own approach, challenging norms and seeking a more direct and emotional expression in his works. Van Gogh's interaction with these influences was more than mere assimilation. It was a creative alchemy. He transformed the techniques and styles of the masters he admired, giving them a personal and emotional touch that characterizes his most iconic works. The emotional intensity, bold use of color, and expressiveness of his brushstrokes not only reflect these influences but elevate them to a new artistic dimension. In conclusion, Van Gogh's distinctive style is a mosaic of artistic influences spanning different movements and traditions. His unique ability to absorb, reinterpret, and transcendentalize these influences positions him as an innovator in art history. In his journey, Van Gogh not only absorbed the lessons of his predecessors but also left a lasting legacy, inspiring future generations to seek authenticity and emotional expression in their own artistic creations. The artistic journey of Van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh's artistic trajectory is a fascinating journey unfolding in various phases, each marked by technical, emotional, and stylistic evolution. A chronological analysis of these phases reveals not only the development of his unique style, but also the depth of his quest for authenticity and emotional expression through art. The early years of Van Gogh's career were characterized by an exploration of rural life in the Netherlands. In this phase, he adopted a darker color palette and a realistic approach to depict countryside scenes and humble figures. The influence of realist painters like Jean-François Millet is evident during this period where Van Gogh sought to capture the essence of rural life. The move to Paris marked a significant turning point in his art. Under the influence of the Impressionists, Van Gogh abandoned the darker palette and embraced more vibrant colors. So, his brushstrokes became looser, reflecting the influence of artists like Claude Monet and Camille Pissarro. Exposure to new ideas and Parisian styles triggered a burst of creativity, evident in works such as The Bedroom in Arles and Café Terrace at Night. The period in RLS is often considered the pinnacle of Van Gogh's artistic expression. Influenced by his friendship with Paul Gauguin and the quest for an artist's community, his works during this period are notable for the bold use of colors, as seen in Starry Night and Sunflowers. However, this period also witnessed outbreaks of emotional instability, culminating in the infamous ear-cutting incident. After the incident in Arles, Van Gogh sought refuge in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, where he was admitted to a mental health institution. Despite emotional challenges, this period was prolific in terms of artistic production. Works like Wheatfield with Crows and Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear reveal an intensification of expressiveness with more turbulent brushstrokes and symbolic use of color. Van Gogh's final months in Auvers-sur-Oise witnessed a synthesis of his artistic journey. Works from this period, such as The Church at Auvers and Roots with the Old Barn, combine elements from his earlier phases. The vibrant color palette persists, but there is a noticeable serenity in many of these works, perhaps indicating greater emotional stability. The chronological analysis of Van Gogh's artistic phases reveals a constant movement towards more intense emotional expression and the quest for a unique language. Each phase is a distinct chapter in his journey, reflecting not only changes in technique, but also his personal and psychological evolution. The duality between creative euphoria and internal struggle permeates each brushstroke, creating an immortal artistic legacy that transcends the boundaries of time. The richness of his work lies not only in technical mastery, but also in Van Gogh's ability to transform his own anguish into a poetic expression that resonates deeply with every observer. And thus, we conclude the first part of the video about the artist in question. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share your opinions on the video. Additionally, be sure to watch the upcoming parts that are on the way. Keep participating in this artistic journey. Share it with others who share your taste, and always remember to stay connected to continue with these unfolding developments. See you in a little while.
Art.